Hello, and thanks for joining me from the Cannes Film Festival. Today we're talking about a potentially explosive political spy thriller set at a prestigious religious university in Cairo. In Boy from Heaven, Swedish-Egyptian director Tarik Saleh delves into the underbelly of modern-day Egypt and the Arab world at large. It's a bold piece of work, posing questions about the corruption of the country's religious and state institutions. Tarik Saleh, hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much.
This is your first time in Cannes.
Yes.
Describe the film.
It's a political thriller about the son of a fisherman Adam, who gets a scholarship to study at AlAzhar. And AlAzhar is a university in Cairo. It's one of the biggest universities in the world. Has over 300,000 students and 3,000 professors. It's also one of the oldest universities, and it's the center of Sunni Islam. The first time he leaves his village, is a new student. After a few weeks, the Grand Imam dies, and when the Grand Imam dies, 27 imams in something called the Senior Council of Scholars gather to elect a new one. On the other side of the street from the university, and this is real, is the headquarters of state security. You know, the head of state security gathers all his lieutenants and colonels to say that Grand Imam has died and we cannot let it be just anyone becoming the next one, because that could result in civil war, basically. We have to elect the right guy. Who do we have on the inside? And the problem is they don't have anyone on the inside. They have to build someone from scratch, basically.
What did you think when you first got the script?
When I first got the script, I thought I need to read it again. There were so many things going on, and so many twists and plot things, and really new things for me.
And Tawfeek, when you get a script like that deals with some big issues of corruption, to do with the state, to do with religion, do you think twice about taking a role like that?
I mean, I would be lying if I say no, but I said yes to this movie in a matter of one night. Tarik said, listen, I have this movie. I think you're great. I think you should do it. You know, the stuff I think about are very straightforward. What was difficult to me is, Egyptian. It's, and that's a lot of people don't understand, that Arabic is a massive language, and people from Lebanon, people from Egypt, they speak different languages, and for me that was the sort of stuff that I would think twice about.
I'm not sure I've ever seen, or I don't think there exists another film that's set in this prestigious university. Why did you want to set the film in AlAzhar?
Because my grandfather, he studied at AlAzhar, so I grew up with that, knowing about that institution, knowing what it means. And it's a progressive force in Islam. AlAzhar. It's an amazing place. And real Sheikh AlAzhar, Tayyib, he's very intelligent and a progressive force. And basically the only man who stands up to Egypt's president. I think it's an interesting dynamic.
What did you know about the AlAzhar University before the film?
Do you want me to be honest? Nothing. Really, I learned everything about that world from the script and working on this film.
And it is about Islam, but Jesus, of course, was the son of a fisherman. Do you see many comparisons between your character Adam and Jesus?
You know, I've been always asked to either play the saint or the terrorist. So I played a lot of saints, and I just told Tarik that this is the second time I watched the movie, and when I watched it, I completely watched it as a Christian story. Because to me, it was the two worlds just come together. and it's so universal. So it was, for me, it was easy to see that in it, you know, and that was the intention from the beginning, that we are making a universal film. I had a lot of people come in from different backgrounds saying this was my story.
And there's this stark contrast between the religious setting and Cairo nightlife when you go out and when you go out to party. What is the place of religion in the modern world? Can the modern world and this like stark religious society live together?
I mean, it always did, and there are places that are proof of that. Agendas are agendas, and a lot of people in power that will have agendas, and that's fine. But we need to remember, you know, I keep hearing a lot about, oh, but religion is the you know, cause of everything. People who manage to, you know, say they have an agenda, they use religion, and you know, when you believe in something, you can be maneuvered very easily, and that's what happens sometimes, and we blame it on religion.
For a lot of people, it's really a comfort.
It's a way of life. I mean, it's just a way of life, and people do their thing. And I really do think that there's a place for everyone in this new modern world. And you see it in some countries. You start seeing a real diversity. I mean, we shot the movie in Turkey, and you know, you can say anything you want about you know, politics and government, but when you look at people and see how people treat other people, and seeing how secular it is, and how, you know, it's the only place where you can see Muslims and transgenders walking in the same bar, in the same cafe, you know.
Did you think twice about sort of addressing this tension between state security and religious powers in Egypt?
Oh yeah, I thought 3 times and 4 times and 100 times, but what I have this rule. You know, I have a privilege, I have a Swedish passport, you know, and I think it's my duty to be a free artist. I don't look at myself as a Swedish director, I don't look at myself as an American director or an Egyptian director. I see myself as a Korean director or a Mexican director, you know, and I look up at these guys and I say, they tell the stories without holding back. They don't think about consequences. So why should I think about consequences? It's not the provocation. I'm doing it with love. I'm doing it with sort of very sort of sincere. I believe that state security have legit reasons for being worried. Their methods I don't agree with, but I understand their concerns. I mean, there is a lot of enemies. They know that some people want to turn Egypt into a caliphate. Egyptians don't want that. I don't think it's good that the army is running the country either. The film is about authority. And ultimately in a country where God is the ultimate authority, the question is, whose side is God on?
وبعدين تنزل مهندسين شارع جامعة الدول في كافيه هناك معروف قوي قابلني عنده هتدخل تطلب حاجة وتقعد على الترابيزة اللي جنبي.
And the meetings where your two characters meet to share information take place in an American coffee chain. Why is that significant?
Well, you'd have to ask the director that, but I mean, it's kind of like, it's just that if you go to these countries, you see these places are just part of society and part of life. We're just kind of trying to tell you, the audience, that, you know, it's not what you, things are not what you think they are. So this guy can be one thing, and you have a certain view of him, and at the same time he loves to eat McDonald's because he likes it. He thinks it tastes well.
There's motives behind everything, and it's small things, and Tarik has his own view on it. But I think in effort in general, and you spoke about the world outside of AlAzhar, and I think it's an effort to remind that, you know, There's also Western influence into it.
Like for example, when we did the Nile Hilton incident, there was a scene about Facebook, which was a very important scene, like because we spoke about it a lot, because Facebook is what really started the revolution, because that's how people were communicating. It's the same thing with this. He's eating McDonald's, they're going to kind of like a Western cafe. It's just part of the universe.
You love that theme of David and Goliath. You come back to it a lot. Your last film, Nile Hilton, won the Jury Prize at Sundance. It was banned in Egypt.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances of this film being shown in Egypt are?
I think this film will be seen by a lot of Egyptians. I think it will be very popular in Egypt. I think most Egyptians unfortunately don't pay for cinema tickets or subscriptions to Netflix and things like that. They download the films. I would love for them to have the cinema experience like everyone else in the world. I can't speculate in how Egypt will react to this film, and Egyptians, I hope they will see that it's really a love letter. I mean, my love for Egypt it's great. I love Egypt, Yeah, I'm not a nationalist at all. So it's not as a nation. It's not that. I love the soil. I love the people. And the thing is that because I am Egyptian, I feel that, of course, it's heartbreaking after Nile Hilton that I can't go there. And I have my daughters, I want them to see it. And I want them to smell it. And I can't. And that's of course really sad. But at the same time, I'm not going to censor myself. The chances of this film being shown officially, like in, say, the Cairo Film Festival, is 0, I think. Yeah. That's the short answer.
Tarik Saleh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the
Thank you
festival.
so much. Appreciate it.
Entertaining yet thought-provoking, glamorous yet reflecting the issues of the moment. With Hollywood royalty like Tom Cruise on the red carpet, this year's Cannes Film Festival promises a return to normal after 2 years of COVID disruption. Join us throughout the day, every day, as we bring you the interviews, the reviews and the gossip from this lavish film fiesta on the French Riviera.
The Cannes Film Festival, live on France 24 and France24.com.